Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Our next guest is a representative from Fresh Start Healing Heart. This is, I'm just thrilled to have her here today. This is a subject matter that is not always known about, and is something very near and dear to my heart, and is so incredibly important that we shed light on this. We are talking about human trafficking today, and it is in our backyard, believe it or not.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about human trafficking.
Well, human trafficking is when someone is pressured, coerced, forced, or frauded into, whether it be commercial sex trafficking, or whether it be labor trafficking, organ trafficking, or even baby trafficking. But they're forced, frauded, or convinced to do it one way or another, and it becomes a cycle of brainwashing.
Why would we think that this is an issue in our area?
Well, there are 5 actual reasons to bring human trafficking to an area, and you only need one of them. And when it comes down to the 5, you're talking corridors. We have 95. You're talking major ports, and we have Savannah Port, Charleston Port. You're talking tourism. We have that. Poverty. We have that. And one of the others is war or military. Unfortunately, not to make it bad, but we have military here. It's a good thing, but it does bring in more human trafficking.
How can we recognize this? I mean, what are signs? What do you look for? How do you know this is happening?
That's a great question, and it's a very difficult question. That's why one of the reasons when we put out our pamphlets or our information, or you see our booth anywhere, the information we give out is not about Fresh Start Healing Heart. It's more about what to look for. It may be as simple as pimp prostitution. Now, that doesn't make every prostitute trafficked. Some are purposely doing it on their own. Many will tell you they're doing it on their own, but that is because they've been convinced of what to say. They're more scared of that pimp and what he might do to them than the police officer that may be talking to them. And if it's under 18, anybody under 18, it's human trafficking one way or another.
Now, Fresh Start Healing Heart, tell us a little bit about, excuse me, about you, about your organization, and what you all do.
Well, what we do is we help to raise awareness. We also we take tips. We look for, we kind of follow up on some of the tips. If they're very true tips, then we will turn around and turn them over to the investigators that need them. We will assist in any way possible. But our biggest and foremost is shelter and restoration. And so what we are in the current status of is raising funds for the home, but we do have host families so that we can care for. In South Carolina, there is only a few, and they're already having to take all the girls and boys, boys are in this too, to other states for help because we do not have enough here.
So if I'm if I'm understanding you, Fresh Start Safe Heart
Healing Heart.
Fresh Start Healing Heart is an exit plan.
Yes.
You are an escape route. You all are a life route.
Yes.
There is a way out.
Yes, even if someone called us up and goes through our intake form and we can deem them human trafficking and they just want out, they don't even want to press charges, they just want to get away, we will take them.
And now, how can we get more information about you all? How do we find you? What do we do?
Yeah. You can find us at freshstarthealingheart.org. We have lots of information on there and a whole list of what to look for, whether it be labor trafficking or commercial sex. Those are the 2 that we're really dealing with the most. Organ trafficking and baby is not as common here in the United States as it is elsewhere, but so we're dealing mostly with those 2, and you can get all that information on there. The other places you can receive the information is from Polaris Project, and then also from the Justice Department. They also have some on their website too. And
what advice would you give to someone who thinks that they might be seeing some of these things?
Don't second guess it. Any tip, the investigators or us will follow up and look into it.
And they can just call you all?
Yep, they can call us and give us tips. If it's an emergency, please don't call us. Call 911 and give it to them. They will get the investigators out that really have a passion. And in this area, we do have investigators with a passion for human trafficking. We were fortunate enough to be able to host a law enforcement human trafficking specific training just at the beginning of August here to inform them more. And we had a great turnout from the local area. And so many people were willing to donate. We had many. We had the space donated to us, the trainers that
Wonderful.
came in from the Attorney General's office came in, everybody just donated, the hotel donated. I mean, it was a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And the investigators that turned out just very passionate, and we're about to start a human trafficking task force in the area.
Brilliant. Fresh Start, Healing Heart, there's a way out. Keep your eyes open.
Yes.